Alrighty. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. One second, let me get something ready real quick. I'll be just a second. There we go. Alright. How y'all doing? Green, so true, cryophobia. Hello, hello. What's up, Incorporated? Shadow, Project Ace, Joshua, Knoxburridge. A Mackenzie Moose. Hell yeah, we got the Mackenzie Moose in chat. You can't get better than that. Alright, we're gonna be continuing with our modeling adventure. Here we are. I'm so orange. Hell yeah. I'll give that a star. Orange is kind of a prime color. Kind of like peak. Not that the other colors aren't good. You know, I like a good burgundy. Burgundy rocks. But orange is pretty high up there. Alright. This is where last we left our monstrosity. It's looking pretty good so far. Particularly a big fan of the fur. I feel like that really, like, this is the most realistic looking part of it so far. I think the rest of it's gonna look a lot better once it's in proper lighting, but I'm particularly proud of the fur so far. We got a little bit more work to do before it's actually done. So let's go into this view. Let's actually hide the fur for now so that it doesn't tank performance while we're working on it. There we go. It's just gonna have to look like skin for now. But I think... Did we retopologize this? Yeah, I did auto retopology. Honestly, I'm so glad I got quad remesher, because it does the job well enough, honestly, for stuff that's amalgamations like this. And it's mostly going to be in dark conditions, so you're not going to be seeing all of it. But I think we need to do a little more work on the skull today, because it looks like a skull, and that's good. But we want it to be, first of all, we want it to be segmented, like Funtime Freddy's skull. So we're going to probably split this top half in two, and then the bottom half in two as well, and kind of give them each their own little tendril arm to position them. And then we need to add some like jaw muscles and stuff, but either way, this is a good base. Its limbs being positioned like that really hurts how threatening it. Yeah, it's it's a sprinter. It's a crawler. It can probably go at Mach 10, I'd imagine. Yeah. All right. So let's hide all this other stuff because we don't need to see that right now. Oh yeah, look at them internal organs. It's not really exactly working with much. All right. Let's get these paws out of the way. Bonnie, you can get out of here too. We don't need you right now. All right, there we go. So I think, honestly, okay, how many polygons is this? That's way too many. So we're gonna need to remesh these at one point. Same with these. Mach 10. Yeah, it's what? Isn't there like a FNAF fan game where Fredbear, for some reason, just like runs at you at the speed of light? What is that game called? I honestly don't know what you're even supposed to do about that. I haven't played that game yet, so I don't know what the counterplay is supposed to be to that, but, you know. Design's really good. Thank you. I appreciate it. Alright, I think since this is... Or no, we're actually going to have to split them up. But not the way that I was thinking. So, this one, we're going to want to split in two. So that we can actually separate the skull proper. Although actually it's probably going to be easier once we retopologize it. So let's do quad remesher. Yeah, there you are. The lazy man's friend to modeling. Let's make it like 1,000 polygons tops, maybe. Honestly, we could probably get away with less, but remeshing success. Oh, okay. Yeah, honestly, even that's more detail than we need. I'll undo that. We'll go with like 500. Remesh it. There we go. That's good.
He should have puppets of all the classic ones. Trust. And the fast Fredbear is a mod for Hello Neighbor.
That could be pretty good. If we get all the like interchangeable little plushes. Honestly, I should just make the plushes at some point to put on the little stream shelf at the bottom. And we can have it also work with Fredbear, which would be pretty freaking epic. All right, for now, let's get this crack in the tooth. It's like they didn't really do the topology right. Or no, wait, we can actually do it better. Hold on, jumping ahead. Y-axis. So let's undo this quad remesh. There we go. Show that, and then make sure it's mirrored. And now we remesh it. Make it 5. Have y'all gone to have y'all gone to see Iron Lung yet? I haven't. So no spoilers. I'm going to see it on Sunday, but I'm super high. I am so ready for that. I feel like it's gonna be a banger. I've already like rewatched the Markiplier playthrough of it just to like get myself mentally in the zone for it, you know. But I love aquatic horror stuff. If it wasn't made apparent by my Abyssal Wanderer little character model that I have, pretty big fan of oceanic horror. So I'm pretty hyped. Even if it turns out to be kind of whatever, I don't even care. I'm there for the ride. Is this right? It's folding in on itself a little bit. There we go. That works. Then we'll mirror it. Delete edges. He got one tooth. He got one buck tooth right up there. That's wonderful. Good to say it. Honestly, maybe we could stand to lose a couple teeth, actually. I doubt when whatever this monster is killed this bear, it left all of its teeth intact. So let's yank a couple of them molars. I want this back one here. Let's get rid of you. Or no, we're gonna remesh these ones. So we'll yank those in the back last, but we'll keep this one up here like this. And then when we split the skull, it'll only be on one side, and this one will have the spikes. I think it's gonna look pretty good. Alright, let's make that symmetrical. And then how many polygons? Usually for facial stuff you want more polygons, and this is kind of complex, but we don't want too many more because it's going to be kind of static. So let's go with 2500. Should be good. 2500. We'll let it cook, see if it looks terrible or just right or whatever. Let me move this in the background real quick. There we go. Okay, so how's that look shaded smooth? Honestly, not bad. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Does that give us a good middle split? I think it does. Methinks that is perfect. Okay. Delete those faces. Yeah, okay. Now this right here, this is gonna rock. Grid fill. I want to hide all this stuff so I can just get a picture of what the inside of the head's gonna look like. Is grid fill even gonna work for this? You know what? Only one way to find out. Definitely needs more span by a large margin. Okay. Trust. It's really looking terrible, but trust. Okay, it's definitely not gonna work. We're gonna have to do this a little more old-fashioned. Okay. By the way, did you know the YouTuber Iman reacted to your Mackenzie video? I did. I got a notification when that came out. It's pretty hype. I always love watching reaction videos of the stuff that I make, because it's just like, it's one thing to make the stuff and then put it out there and you get a couple comments saying like, whoa, that was cool and I like that or whatever, but then to see like how people actually actively feel about the videos as they watch them, pretty helpful. I do enjoy it. Okay, so we got a bit of a modeling problem here. How am I gonna fix it? Well, maybe scale Y 0. Maybe that will help. Then F3, grid fill, and it does bunch up and get a little weird, but you know what? There's got to be a sweet spot in here somewhere, right? Alright, so that's when it starts getting weird. I mean, worst case scenario, we can just sort of smooth it out a bit. Okay, well that, I don't know. I might have to do this completely manually, which is going to be a little annoying, but it's okay. Actually, better idea. I don't know why I'm doing this. Let's just flat out get rid of this half, get rid of that, and we'll just fill this in as an n-gon, and then go to sculpting. Yeah, it looks wrong right now, but do that. Smooth out the details a little bit. And what do you know? Suddenly it's perfect. Why are we so far out? There we go. You ever made a website? Because I did. I have not made a website before. Let's smooth all this out, and then we can get back to proper topology. In fact, we can just cave in this side of the face entirely. So that's more like a cavity. Or at least get that started so that there's a little bit of a lip to it. Or you know what? We don't actually have to cave it in. Let's just do the edge. Okay, so I know you said the beaver level would be in a forest area, or am I wrong? I don't think I said where it would be yet. I said that it might have some stuff to do with logging, but I don't think I said exactly where it's going to be at. Let's do side. No. Why is it not doing what I want it to do? What is happening here? Oh, okay, I see. It's being weird. That's wrong. Yeah, whatever. We can just remesh and then fix it from there. I'm sure it'll do it proper. Remesh! Oh. Well, now see, something about that ain't exactly right. Okay, hold on. Apply all transforms, remesh it. Still not right. Okay, turn off symmetry. Can you choose an animal to turn into an animatronic? Just a random one? Octopus. No, crab. Alright. I think now that if we do something like this. Yeah, the thing is it doesn't really take into consideration edge flow, which is a little rough, but we can make this work, I believe. Okay. Just fill in these areas. Lovely. And it can be a little jaggy because it's going to be like the shattered innards of a skull. Not too worried about that. Select. Loops. Nope, that is not at all what I wanted it to do. Select loops. Boundary loop. There we go. Have you heard of the FNAF PS4 glitch where creepy white face stares at you after spring lock scene? Yeah, that was didn't that one turn out to be a hoax? I think it was just like a edited picture of a dog someone put on their TV. If I recall correctly. It's a fun urban legend though. Dude, I miss that about old internet, to be honest. When you could just like very low effort, like make a creepy little face edit, put it on a TV or something, and be like, oh, haunted, and then that was like literally the biggest thing of the year. Like literally everyone would talk about it. Like, you remember the Jeff the Killer image? It's just like a, I mean, nobody's found the origin of it, but it's like a little edited image of like a creepy smile on a face of someone in a closet. And it's like someone made a story based on that. And granted, it was a laughably like anime villain bad story, but you know, someone made a story and it got very popular. And I miss that about the old internet. You can just kind of bullshit and things would happen. Alright. I think that's good. Honestly, I think it's fine if we have the internal, or no, let's, can I solidify? That might help. I don't care about poly count, it's 2025, it barely affects anything. Even thickness. No. Okay, so we don't want to do that then. Whatever, it'll just stay thin. Right now I need to make a computer that can actually run Blender all I have is crappy Asus laptop. Yeah, granted, poly count would be a little rough on an Asus laptop. With that in consideration, poly count does matter in the modern age. But other than that, kind of doesn't. Unless you're like working with millions. And at that point you're, I mean, even then Ban exists, and those games do not optimize their models at all. And I mean, they make a lot of money. They're very popular. So hey, you know, maybe the people don't want optimized models. Maybe that's what it is. Let's bring this out just a little bit so it's a little separated. All right. I like this. This brings me joy. Man, there's a lot of paragraphs in chat. I need to take a second to read. Huge fan of Pizza Tower, hell yeah. Will there be a megalodon of the other robots fused together in a huge monster at the end? Or an amalgamation? I mean, the Hellfawn's gonna be sort of like that, so that'll be pretty cool as we get to that point. I can do the models animation for you and send them over to you. That's fine. I like doing this as a little solo hobby project. Okay, so then this, we want to be, I forget, did we decide we want this to be a little more muscly, like with flesh and stuff on it? I don't know if we decided on that. It looks a little more fleshy. It's definitely not bones. There would be a cavity here. I think we decided on a bit of fleshness. So this one we're gonna have to add a skin layer to afterward, but for now, let's just remesh it in sculpt mode. Or honestly, we don't even need to no, I don't like this bit, so we'll remesh it. And smooth that out. Maybe add a little bit of muscleage Oh yeah, okay, that's cool. That automatically adds a lot to the design. Smooth these out as it goes further. Nice. A little bit of smoothing there. So for some reason I feel YouTubers never watch the newer videos, since when they watch your series they forget about the new episodes, which makes me sad, and they never react to it. I mean, you can always recommend it to them. I'm thinking if any of them have actually been keeping tabs on it, then odds are once I actually get to the end of the series, hopefully there'll be a big old boom again of people finishing it out, but we'll see. Oh, shoot, am I late? Barely. All we did was we split this skull in half. Don't worry, you're fine, Goofy. I'm Bo back. Welcome back, Bo. Let's add a little bit of... No. We can make him a Giga Chad. Look at that jawline. Beautiful. One tooth missing. Jawline down to his clavicles. I hate to see it. Alright. I think we can add muscle strands on top of it afterward. Probably like dynamically. We can rig them. That'll be cool. I've never done something like that before, so hey, it'll be a learning experience. Alright, remesh this. Although let's remesh it with finer detail. Smooth it out just a little bit. We need to cave that bit in just a little bit so that the teeth are there. There we go. Alright, cool. Remesh again, and then we can do quad retopology, and that will be our best friend. Remesh. So how you been doing, Megla? I've been keeping very busy with work for the most part, but I've been doing a little bit of animation practice in my free time, so that's been nice whenever I get the chance to. I've been looking forward to the stream a lot because it means I get to just like completely set time aside to mess around at Blender and have fun and chat with people, so yeah, pretty good. It would also be nice if someone made an update video about explaining the lore of your series. Just wish they would return to it though. I mean, hey, if you want people to cover the stuff, you just gotta ask them for the most part. I mean, don't spam or anything, but you know, be respectful. But if there's demand for it, then odds are they'll pay attention. Okay, so this is a pretty decent job, I think. Do I have... No, let's set the origin to 3D cursor, and then have it hinge. Yeah, there we go. Alright, now we're gonna remesh these teeth. This one can be... How many does this have? Base is 500. Yeah, we can just make this 500 as well. 500 cigarettes. I mean, they could be waiting for the series to finish so they can make a full video and just split into different videos. Yeah, I mean, that's usually how it goes, because it takes a lot. It just in terms of YouTube retention stuff, I get it. It takes much longer for me to make an animation than it would to have a break in between videos covering it. So it's like, you know, I get why, but honestly, we can just leave this bottom one like that. I think if we were to make it asymmetrical, it would be a little weird if it was both on the same side. So that one can stay intact. That's carefully thought out and planned randomness as opposed to just pure randomness. Let's do, for this one, because we need individual teeth, let's make this like 1,000 for now and see how that looks. We're making like a nightmare version of One-time Freddy. With a little bonbon plush on his hands. Alright, that looks about good. Yeah, that'll work. Then we just start deleting teeth that we don't want. So delete that one from there, and these two from here. Let's see how that looks. Delete faces. Nice. Lovely. Gonna perform? Hell yeah. Alright, then remesh that. Same. God, I love quad remesher. It's so worth the money. Saves so much time. Oh, it's so good. Alright. And then let's get rid of you. And then get rid of you. Or no, we can keep it completely intact on that side. Lovely. And how about for these teeth, we delete one of them. Apply, subdivide, apply. I'll get rid of you. There we go. That'll do it. I'm hungry, but I refuse to eat. I remember when I used to do that a lot more. I don't do it as much anymore. Now I'm just like, if I'm hungry, I eat. But, you know, the other thing that sucks for me is if I were to drink a alcoholic beverage responsibly, then sometimes I'm like, but I don't really feel like eating, but also I'm kind of like not full, and I know I would have to eat beforehand. So that sucks, but you know, other than that, I don't really wait to eat too much anymore. If I want to eat, I just eat. Oh Jesus, should remember the title of the video. Yeah, we are going to be working on some creepy stuff here. So just be warned of that. Alright, then delete that. Let's hide that, hide that. Nope, not what I wanted to do. Alright. Delete. And hide these, and hide this. Now hopefully this will play nicer with, what you call it? Grid fill. It does. It plays so much nicer. And we can just smooth that a little bit. Cool. And then we mirror this. Mesh. Symmetrize. Cool. That's interesting looking. Alright, and then where did the teeth go? Alt H. Oh, I showed too much. Hide that, hide, nope. Hide that, hide that, hide that. Hide that. Hide, no. Hide that. Hide that. Hide, oh wait, no. There we go. And then hide that. Lot to hide. Okay. And then that one. And we just get rid of that one. Okay, that's the split one, which means that this is the not split one. There we go. Oh god. It's to hide so much. Just hide all that, except for these. Okay, there we go. That looks nice. I think we'll just have to delete the bottom teeth because that's not really gonna work otherwise. There we go. Can we see TSC's? Can we see a teaser? There we go, of the next episode. And is the beaver going to be running with a chainsaw? I don't have a teaser prepared. Like I said, it's, you know, mostly gonna just take more time to actually make it than usual. But hopefully I will be able to get more progress done on it soon. We'll be working more on it this weekend, but you know, I don't have a lot of time anymore, which sucks. Okay. So then let's separate selection. Separate selection. There we go. Lovely. I'll parent that to that. Nope. Cool. I'll need to split these up by loose. Separate selection. Separate selection. Control P. To object. There we go. And likewise with all these. Parent to object. And then these need to be separated, also smoothed. Parent. Parent. Also this. I forgot about that for a second. Alright, parent. Lovely. Now I can do a Freddy face thing. Cool. Watch this. Wonderful. He can be a horrific nightmare now. We love that. Alright, cool. R, Alt, G. Whoa. Didn't mean to do that. Just these. Alt R. Okay. Oh boy. This is our amazing. Hell yeah. Okay. How many pods? Oh, that's not many at all. We can just rig that. Honestly, out the box. That'll be fine. Okay, then. Let's make these all applied. Control, apply, all transforms. There we go. Okay. That's good. Alright. Let's do a little bit of cleanup of the whole blend file, because if there's stuff that I don't need, I need to just get rid of it. Alright, Alt-H. Alright, let's see this. That's the base. I can bake detail. Or no, honestly, I'm not gonna. So let's just completely hide that. We can get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that, get rid of that. Alright, and then this one's the base. I'm not going to be baking from that, but I want to save it anyway. So then if I Alt-H, it does... Nope. Alt-H, it doesn't bring it back. Alright, good. Same with that. Just completely hide that. Yep, same here. Completely hide. Completely hide. Completely hide. And then I think tongue we want to keep. Okay. We're good. Alright, what else? So that's all the stuff that we'd actually want to see. So then I will only visually hide these. Cool. You know, if I were a smarter man who knew what he was doing, I'd probably label all of these objects, but you know, I'm gonna just wing it. So, you know, we're gonna deal with having a messy room. Alright, and then if we do a little, God, is it bendy bones that we want to do? We can do a bendy bone rig, and then that'll let us have fun little, like, tendrils that connect to the inside of each skull. At least in theory. So then let's hide this. Hide that. Hide that. Hide. Hidey ho. Alright, cool. Give me the cone or the cylinder. Yeah, the cylinder. Alright. Bring that down. Scale it up a little bit. Or no, let's scale it outward. Make it like a tuna can. Okay. And then I think we can do some stuff with geometry nodes on this. Actually, yeah, wait, let's... This is gonna be a little experimental, because as far as I'm concerned, geometry nodes are black magic. But we're gonna try. My shortcuts aren't even working. We're off to a great start. Okay. New. Add. Mesh. Primitives. Cylinder. No. Is there a subdivide operation in here? Subdivide mesh. 1, 2. Let's do 2. Deform. Oh god. Geometry. Attribute. Input. Output. Mesh. Operations. Okay, you know what? I changed my mind. We're not doing geometry nodes. I don't know how any of that works. It's voodoo magic. I'll need to spend time learning it at some point, but I don't know how it works. So we're just gonna work with this tuna can for now. I honestly feel like I'm being a burden to my friends. Why is that? I promise you're not. I will say I used to feel that way a lot, but it kind of, at least for me personally, I got to a point where I was like, you know what, if people aren't gonna tell me if I'm being a burden to them, then that's on them. Like, if I annoy people in life and people are like, damn, that guy's annoying, but they don't tell me directly, then like, okay, you've made your bed, as far as I'm concerned. Usually, friends are there to be there for one another, so it's kind of hard to be a burden to them. You'll be fine. Alright, let's scale this up. Now let's inset these. Alright. Bendy bones. My favorite bones. It's what lets you be double jointed. God made you using bendy bones. Single bone. Let's bring these. First of all, let's put it in front so I can see it properly. There we go, GZ. No, I just want it on this. There we go. Wonderful. Okay, if I remember correctly, bendy bones, you need to do it properly. So you need to bring a handle and then extrude another handle a little bit from there. And designate, if we do B-bone, and designate this as a bendy bone? Bendy bones segment. Yeah, there we go. Let's give this like 15 segments. Probably, something like that. And then let's see how that works if we go to pose mode. Okay, interesting. Hold on. Alt P. No. Alt P. Clear parent. No, that wasn't the right one. Alt P. Disconnect. And then go to pose mode. No, what am I doing wrong? I have to do something here to make it work right, because right now it's like stuck to it. Let's see. How to roll out, starting on the bottom. Aha, okay, wait. Start handle. Absolute bone. Absolute bone. Alright, and now we go into pose mode, disconnect bone, and move it. Okay. Maybe not disconnect, but let's try Alt P to wait. Alt P to clear parent. Seems to do the same thing. Alright, let's see what we can do about this. There's something here I ain't doing right. Relative parenting? No. Relative parenting? No. Does anybody know bendy bones? Inherent scale. Oh, wait. Non-uniform parent scaling to align with the child. Applying parent scale. Sure. No. Average? No. Okay, that's not doing what I wanted to do at all. So we'll just go back to... Was it full? No. Yeah, it was full. Scale. Z? Y, X. No. Z, Y, X. Thought this was a live stream, not therapy. I mean, hey. What's the difference sometimes? Live streams can be therapy, a little bit. But mostly with more, like, immature fart jokes. I mean, we have Subway Surfers going down in the bottom left corner, so this is, you know... It's not going to be the best, but... You might learn something. Okay, well, you know what? I've just learned something, which is that I don't know how to make bendy bones happen, and I don't care, and I don't want it, and I hate it, and it's stupid. So what we're gonna do instead is we're gonna make a tongue bone pretend to be a bendy bone. Cause, god damn it, if I can't make it work that way, then we got nothing. Delete. Why am I... Yeah, just delete bone. There we go. I love you. I love you too, random citizen. Alright. Rigify. Samples. I got so many plugins from a million different add-ons. Let's do... Tongue, that's right. Tongue bone, add sample. That's gonna be tiny and not in front, so we need to also do in front. Rigify, okay. Where's... Oh yeah, see what it's so small. There we go. We found it. Let's put this down here. Everybody is sussing that cut. Honestly fair. A little bit of odd phrasing, but you know what? That's life. Here, I'll put that there, that there. And then I think we're golden, kind of, a little bit. Maybe, possibly. Okay. Now I know Rigify tends to be a little peculiar about its bone collections, so yes, button, that fixes it. I don't know what it does, but it fixes it. And there we go. And now I can hide that, put that in front, and parent this to that. Bada bing, bada boom, automatic weights. What do you know? We got not at all what I wanted. Hold on. What is, oh wait. That might have something to do with it. Oh yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at that squash and stretch. Oh yes. It's perfect. Maybe? Okay, it's not perfect, but it's okay, well. How do we, you know what? I think let's just do a little debugging here. I think what we need to do is do Candy Cadet. I mean, this is basically Candy Cadet. It's a big old tuna can cylinder. That should do it. Although a Candy Cadet, that actually would make sense for our next one. I'm gonna log that away in the old vault. Don't let me forget that, because that could be a good next one. Let's get rid of all of these deforms, and then get rid of this modifier. I don't know why we have geometry nodes. Oh yeah, because I tried to do, but you know. Is what it is. Alright, and then scale down to make this just a tube. And then let's make it like... First of all, let's fix these ends, because I don't like N-gons and they don't like me. Grid fill, rotate. Okay, there we go. F3. Same way I also do. I was diagnosed with depression and anxiety. My superpowers? Hell yeah, I got myself some OCD up in this bitch. So my life is crazy. Let's pair this to this. Let's see how Blender appreciates that. Okay, it likes it a little more. That's good. Lovely, so we can do a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that, and then a little bit of that, and then to fix it all up, we do a little bit of subdivision. Maybe at the beginning we do the subdivision. No, we don't do it at the beginning. Do it twice there, shade smooth, and look at that. What do you know? That's basically a monster tentacle, in a sense. Oh, yes! It's beautiful! And then, Alt-G, yep, there we go. That's all you need. You need a cylinder and a tongue rig. And Rigify. And that's it. You can make a goofy little weird monster tentacle. Alright, cool. And then Alt-R, Alt-G, Alt-S. You do Candy Cadet, or Candy the Cat. Sorry, I had Candy Cadet on the mind because I saw it in chat so many times. Potentially. We just gotta get through Funtime Freddy first. He is a big undertaking, but we will get through Funtime Freddy. Nobody every single vid at 2013, you know. Yeah, see after hearing it, yeah. Do not play Five Nights at Freddy's 2 at 3 AM or Boss Baby will kill you. They do a good job. Is that clickbait? Would you guys click on it? If I release that video tomorrow, would you all log in and be like, ooh boy, another Megalo banger. Another absolute classic. Basically what I'm saying is, if I became a slop channel, would you support me in my endeavors? Okay, so then that basically works as what I would want it to. All we have to do is set it up proper. Bring it along the x-axis. Bring that over there. And then put that towards the inside. And you essentially have a monster tentacle. Yes, I guess. Hell yeah, that's the enthusiasm that I needed. I appreciate it. It was also, I was testing the waters. So tomorrow I'm uploading a purely nothing but slop. I hope that you were all happy with the decision that you have made. Because this is irreversible. I'm not going back on this. Okay. Let's grab one of these. I mean, they're overlapping right now, so it's a little iffy. I know it's not typically the best to make a rig out of several disjointed rigs, but you know what? I don't care. I'm him, okay? So it doesn't matter. Let's do these, scale them up, so we have a meteor base. Nope, not that one. There we go. That'll work. That'll do, donkey. That'll do. Wish I was talking about Stingray. Oh yeah, was Stingray a real thing? I remember that. That was like the Android virus FNAF thing, right? Good times. Classic Five Nights at Freddy's virus. Okay, let's just have that align with this a little better. It'll be squooshed when it's on the inside and a little folded in on itself. That's good. Can't you just use curves? We tried to use curves and they were a little annoying and not what I wanted, so I find you can get a little more control out of the profile, because we're not going to just leave this as a tuna can. We're gonna make it more lumpy and bumpy and gross, but for some reason, I mean, I'm sure you could. I'm sure there's a way to do it that I don't know about that is way better than this, but personally, I've just had so many issues with trying to do curves that I've just sworn them off. At least for this sort of thing at this point. Okay, let's get a little multi-res modifier going. Hide that. And then just honestly hide that object. And let's do a little sculpting with multi-resolution. Or maybe not. No, yes. Yes, there we go. Bring me to the can. A little bit less strength. We don't need to be that strong. Oh. Move that about. Shake it around, do the hokey pokey, and turn yourself about. Lovely. That looks a little more lumpy. Lumpy Space Princess. I just finished my rewatch of Adventure Time today. Show's pretty damn rad. It's just good flat out. Which means I can finally, although I think there's more in-between stuff, so not immediately, but after I watch the in-between stuff, I can finally move on to Fiona and Cake. Because I've been wanting to watch that for a bit. But I thought to myself, like, I've never finished Adventure Time, so I should probably do that first. And now we have. Alright, does this work how I want it to? Yeah, that looks like a weird, gross, strenuous tentacle thing. Looks a little bit like a Twizzler. Like bugs? Hell yeah. Bugs are rad, bro. Okay, and then let's hide this one, so I can lump up this one. Hide that, apply that, and then just go to town. I need a bigger brush. There we go. Alright, lovely. And then same thing with the cloth. Making good progress today. We're kind of zooming through it. There we go. And then smooth. Alright, how does that look with all that installed? Looks great! Alright, lovely. And then we can give both of these the goop material. Nope, I didn't want to add another one. Is that this material? Which one is that? Oh, that's the wrong one. This material. There we go. Lovely. Looks a little wrong on this, but we can correct that later. Alright, cool. Cool. And these... I think I can just parent this to each one of the heads. So let's make modifier child of this object. Set inverse, just in case. And where's the head to this one? There's the head. We need to tweak that a little bit. Let's bring that inward. And along the x-axis. Child of modifier object retopo cube. Alright, and so now, in theory, when I do this, look at that. It stretches. I'll still have to animate the other stuff on the inside, but that does most of the work for me. You'll love to see it. It's like he's got gum brain. Alright, cool. Now we just need to do the same thing for the bottom. And we're pretty much golden. Which one is which here? This one? Yeah, okay. Completely hide that one then. Cool. Ideas, Bond mixed with Funtime Freddy Head. Yeah, we got a little Bond down here. So we're gonna have him slinking around on this monster arm. This is gonna be waiting around a corner for the most part. Just trying to scoop up people. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so then we just need to copy these for the bottom. Yeah. So duplicate that twice. We're gonna get rid of these so it's easier to work with. Delete that. Pose mode. Get rid of that. And then do this. We'll set this one to the inside of the jaw. Right about there. Set inverse. And we just gotta pose it. Wonderful. Lovely. I love my leech tentacle head monsters. They're so wonderful. Duplicate that. Change this to impose mode. That. Move it on down there. Right about there. Tweak the positioning. Lovely. Say hello. He's a friend, I promise. Can't you tell? Look into his beautiful eyes, wherever they may or may not be. That's fun. Gotta love that. Yeah. Ooh. Do a little bit of that. Lovely. It's some messed up stuff right there. Alright. Set those back. Alt H. Alt H. And now I can really just set it up pretty much however I want. So how does it look if we do it with the top bones too? Nice. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. That was a good move. Alright, we can bring back all this stuff so we can round proper. And it all rests neatly and nicely back at the side. Okay then. All we would need after that would be a tongue rig, which that shouldn't be too hard. Hydration check. One of you last drank water. You should drink some right now. Okay. So you got that. That's pretty much good. We'll need to make the hands fuzzy too. I think we can probably do that. That'll be fine. Hair length much shorter. Can groom it around with my brushes. Gotta make that much stronger. Nice. Perfect. And then we can just poof it around a little bit, warble it up, make it a little frazzled and inconsistent looking. Mostly at the tips though. And not smooth. Puff. Let's make that a little less strong. Alright, cool. How does that look? Wonderful. Give it the hair color. And then add the child modifier interpolated clumping. Let's do this in viewport view or material view. Looks pretty good. Roughness. Random just a little bit. Okay, none. Alright, I think that should look good enough. Lovely. That looks a little more like actual paw bits. The characters that we're making a nightmarish version of Funtime Freddy. Look at that. Yeah, we just gotta do it more with the back paws. Hello, welcome, sharpness. I'm gonna hide these as I make them so that they're not like completely overwhelming my render times. Here, bring that down again. Probably bump that up to 500. Yeah, maybe just 3,000 flat actually. Particle, edit, comb. All the way. There we go. It's wonderful. F for the arachnophobes, it looks exactly like a spider. Yeah, it does have a bit of spider vibes to it. It's probably gonna crawl around like one too. I need to do this side as well. Forgot about that for a second. Alright, cool, cool. We'll do the same thing for this one. Just a little bit of puff. Alright. Object mode. Interpolated. And then roughness random. That should do it. Clumping just a little bit. I should probably comb it to be a little more random actually. It's all kind of uniform and going one direction right now. Make that smaller. There we go. Yeah, same treatment over here. Okay. And is it perfect and awesome and wonderful? Yes, it is. Very fluffy. And now it's dirty too. Alright. I think now we just need like a skull material. Let's go to shading. New skull. I take another nap. I wish I could take more naps. I just don't. I have too much to do, you know. Most I can manage is every now and then on a weekend I'll take like a 20-minute nap. 20 minutes is about how much your brain needs. Though it doesn't feel like it. Always feels like you need more, but you know, Apparently science disagrees with comfort, so you know. Is what it is. That's noise texture. Color ramp. Yes. I'd be able to see this. There we go. Okay. So first of all, let's make this more of like a bone yellow. Yeah, there we go. Make this like a brown dirt. Add detail. Scale back how much dirt there is. That'll do it. We don't need pretty much any shininess on it. Not for the most part, anyway. Yeah, it could just be rough. Bump. Bump always adds texture. Texture. Factor height. Let's make it 1 for now, just so that we know what we're working with. Yeah, there we go. I mean, that already kind of looks like skull. We'll just distort it a little bit. Add just a little bit of roughness. And scale it down. Cool. And we'll scale it up a bit more. And then on top of that, we add another one. And a Ronoi. Make this 1. Distance to edge. Color ramp. Wrong way. There we go. We actually probably scale this one down quite a bit. 0.01. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's a nice bone-looking setup. I think, anyway. Unless I'm forgetting how bones look, which I doubt it. Alright. Just add that to everything. Potential spam phone call. Nice. I'm gonna ignore it. Skull. Let's just copy this to all of them, really. Copy to selected. No, they all need 1 data path. Okay. Skull. Okay, I need to do it individually, which is a little annoying. Skull. There we go. Nice. Looks like real skull. Hell yeah. And I'm doing my job right. We'll make this tongue black for now. We'll have to adjust its scale or something. Hold on. I'll transform. No. By scale? What am I doing with this that's causing it to be like improperly scaled on everything? Control T, maybe object. Don't know how to do it. Don't want to do that. Vector. No. Here, let's do object and then just do that for everything. Why is that not changing literally anything? Okay, well now it's just too small everywhere. So actually that would do it. We just need to scale it down everywhere. Right now it's 0.1 everywhere. There we go. And with that setup, it'll actually move when we move the object, which is good. That's what we'd want. It'll make it look a little more alien. Okay. That's honestly pretty much all we would need to do for Fredbear. Particles, we turn those back on. Yeah, that's essentially it. One question, if you were asked to make a terrifying version of one of the animatronics from Mackenzie's Learning Lodge, which one would you think of first? Like... I don't know. Which one would I think of a design for first? There's probably something you could do with Richard. I feel like Richard would be pretty cool to like make a sort of nightmarish design around. Alright. Let's do a little bit of modeling for Bon now. We can actually get to him. Hide all the particle systems for these. Don't need them. Go to what you call it. There we go. Okay. You're probably going to be the easiest to model out of this whole project, which is good. Control S. Let's remesh him. How many polygons do we want him to be? No less than 2,500. Go forth. Do it. There we go. Isn't that wonderful? Now we can just take that, shade smooth, do some sculpting. Why is... Okay, weird. I don't know why I wasn't focused on him to begin with, but there we go. And then let's just ruffle him about. Look at that, he's getting jiggy with it. He likes these tunes. Look at him go! He's a gamer. Hell yeah. Move these around a bit. That was a bit too much. Lovely. These down and outwards. That's like there's fingers in them. I'll try and pull this back just a little bit. There we go. That already kind of looks like a plush. I'll have to subdivide it at least once. Subdivision. There we go. Go back to sculpting. Didn't really want to do it that way too much. Okay, that's not quite doing what I wanted to do. Can I do this? There we go. Well, that's more than I wanted. I want to like kind of get this more head shaped again. Let's go and see if we can't move it back. Nope, not that brush. There we go. Oatmeal cookies. Honestly, now I want oatmeal cookies. You bestowed upon me a craving. We'll crimp this a little bit. There we go. And that's like weird lumpy fingers at the top of his head. Looking like a very little sock puppet hand mouth. General. Lovely. He's kind of like a sock puppet, a little bit. Not a very good one, but he is one. Lovely. All right, now let's give him little pebble eyes. Don't want it symmetrical because it isn't symmetrical. So let's move that forward. There we go. That one can go there. And then this one, I think, honestly, is already placed perfectly. There we go. Look at him. He's perfect. He's so ugly. And everybody knows that when you're making dolls, ugly means cute. Alright, let's fluff them up. Particles, hair. A lot more hair. It's like 10,000. Probably. We could probably do less, but we'll start out with 10,000. Make it short, but not too short. We want it to be somewhat fluffy. Okay. Interpolated. Yeah, that'll do it. Now we need to seriously comb it. Let's just make it 100% for now to get the general shape. Just blasted that. Jeez. That is not entirely what we want, but it does look funny. Okay, I'm back. Welcome back. We're making Bonbon now. Alright. Strength down. Let's bring these all in. Lovely. Do the same on this side. Bring all this in. It really looks super unappealing right now with the black hair on the just plain white materialless body. Alright, how does that look without particle edit? Now that's fluffy. Looks like a little sea monster or something. Or like a tiny yeti. Alright, let's make these black eyes. Like doll's eyes. Except literally. Roughness all the way down. They're like little disco balls, but we're gonna shade them smooth. There we go. Okay, particle edit, I need to trim these. So no hair around the eyes. Okay, how's that look? Here we go, the eyes show through. Let's make him a nice... Almost looks like a fetus. Yeah, he looks like he looks unwell, but you know, maybe in like a kind of cute way. I don't know. Lovely. He's blue now. Let's make him more blue. Let's make him darker blue. Maybe a little bit less saturation. Yeah, there we go. Alright, and then particle edit. Let's poof him out just a little bit. He needs to be somewhat fluffy. Might be a little bit too much fluffage. Yeah, we're gonna have to bring it in some areas. Particle edit. Let's do more combing. Bring it in on the legs. Okay, how does that look? It's a little better. I think I need to make his hair a little, like, thinner. Hair shape. Where's hair shape? There we go. Root diameter. Bring that down just a tad. There we go. Now he's really fuzzy. We need to remove hair from the mouth. Let's just hate it when you have monster mouth hair. I hate it when that happens. It's a start. Let's remove all that. Don't need any of those hair particles in the mouth. There we go. There we go. And now we just need to paint it. Oh boy. For now, let's get him over to the hand and see how it's generally gonna look. Oh boy, that's lagging that keyboard. Yeah, let's just hide hair for now. Put him right on that hand. We can thin this out a little bit. Sculpt it. Pinch that in. There we go. That's more proper. There we go. Now he's a proper puppet. I can probably thin these out too a little bit, actually, because that does look a little better. So good. Just do a little bit of pinching on the wrists. There we go. I like that. That's a good look. Yeah, that really sells it, actually. Such a simple change. yet. Okay, shrink that down a little bit more, shrink that down a little bit more, shrink that down a little bit more. It immediately sells it a lot more. Look at that. Yep, big fan of that. That's perfect. There we go. Look at him, isn't he just lovely? Oh yeah, I didn't parent the eyes to him. I'll have to set this. Hold on. Let's. What if I Alt G, Alt R? No, that sets it somewhere else. Alright, well. I'll just have to put those back on again at a later point. Alright, cool. That looks pretty good, actually. Also, I made some art of Mackenzie in my community if you want to check it out at the end of the stream, for sure. Phone is about to die, so this shall be my goodbye. Alright, see you later, art kid. Have a good day. Quick save that. I think, honestly, what else do I have to do? I have to texture Bonnie, for sure. And then I have to rig it so that it can all move around proper. Probably gonna be a basic rig, but you know. Man, I'm tired. But I think basic setup wise, this is pretty much a complete model. I think at this point, how long have we been going for? An hour and a half? That's a pretty decent stream, I'd say. I think we'll probably call it there then, actually. And I can rig it off stream and then set up the rest of the textures. A lot of this footage is going to be used for like an actual YouTube video at some point, so if and when I get around to rigging it and posing it and all that, I'll be able to make a poster, and that'll be in the video that this is going to be a part of. But for now, we can cap it off and go over to Ace's channel to see what they made. Go to channel. Then remove that and put that over here. Posts. Alrighty. Let's see. Oh, hell yeah. Mackenzie's 80 cartoon series style. Mackenzie's Alice's Moosely. Normal version and 80s animated version. Oh yeah, it's got like the little VHS effect on it. Hell yeah. I'll repost that. Mackenzie cartoon. Beautiful. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Alright. So, that should be it for that model. We can either move on to another model for next stream, or we could do potentially some gaming. I don't know. We'll figure out what next stream is going to be once I get around to it. I might take a little break from stream modeling just to do some other gaming, but we'll see. I don't have it entirely figured out yet. Either way, appreciate you guys coming out, showing up for stream. And I will see you next Saturday. Hopefully I'll be able to get more animation done between now and then. But yeah, thanks for showing up. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.